You're listening to Let's Stay Together Anime Break, the sub-series of Let's Stay Together where we talk about the 2019 anime Fruits Basket. I'm Ellen.
And I'm Kayla.
And today we're discussing Season 2, Episode 8, which was apparently called Dog.
Yeah. I saw that, I was like, that's not what it was called.
Yes.
The end of the previous episode said it was called, like, It's True, isn't it? But then this one called it Dog.
Was called Dog. I know. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said I saw that. I meant, like,
yes.
when I was watching it, I was like, wait, what?
So I saw that, and then I thought that maybe I miswrote it. Like, I didn't change it, but I don't know. Okay, well, good. I'm not crazy then. Or not lazy. Maybe crazy, but not. I was right. Yeah, wasn't it called, like, It's True, right? Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. According to Crunchyroll, it's called Dog. There's no title credit, is there? I mean, maybe there is in the credits.
Yeah,
but
it didn't have, like, a title card.
No. Anyway, we're discussing Season 2, Episode 8, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. Welcome to Let's Say Together, the most prepared podcast. We're going to do our summary and then spoiler-free discussion today. This episode covered chapters 60 and 61 of the manga. Oh, I forgot to check what episode we covered it in. That's fine. We talked about it before in the past. Don't worry about it. It was all in the beach time. Beach. It was probably episode 31, because I think the last one that I said that we had covered was our podcast episode 30, and that was immediately before this chapter happened, so it was probably 31, if I had to guess. Anyway, this episode opens not at the beach, but at Kagura's house. Kagura suggests that she and Rin go out. Maybe they should go to the beach house where everyone is, especially Kyo. Kagura, when will you stop playing pretend love? It makes me sick, Rin says. Kagura asks why she says it like that. It's true, isn't it? Oh, is that what the thing was supposed to be?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, I just realized that. Anyway, sorry for the interruption in our, super professional summary. Rin leaves. Kagura calls after her, but she ignores her. Kagura's mother comes up and asks about the argument. Rin's been staying with them for a while, but doesn't seem to be getting accustomed to the house. Kagura sighs. And her mom also mentions that Kagura mentioned the beach and says that she better not go. The head of the family is there, apparently. Don't tell anyone, but I would collapse if you ever got seriously injured. I was shocked when it happened to Kisa, she says. Kagura asks what Akito's doing at the house, and her mom says that apparently Shigure invited him. Shi-chan, you bastard! Kagura shouts and kicks down the door. Kagura, remember when you wrecked that door last month? Her mom asks nonchalantly, and then we cut to the opening theme. It's been a long time since we saw Kagura. I was pleased.
Yeah, it has. I was thinking that. I was like, oh, Kagura. Feels like it's been a while.
Oh, hey, it's you. It hasn't really been a while since we've seen Rin, but she's mysterious still. After the theme song, we open at the beach. Yuki and Tohru stand together, and Yuki says he'll keep going forward. Tohru narrates, he didn't say more after that. And they returned to the house holding hands and then ate pancakes with everyone who had come back from visiting Akito. Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves. Yuki was smiling too. But I kept thinking about it, she thinks. The quiet voice that pattered down instead of words. Hattori interrupts her from her thoughts and asks if Tohru is all right. She says that she's fine, but wasn't expecting to see him. He says he couldn't come to say hi until today, and apologizes for leaving her on her own. Tohru freaks out and says that she's fine. Kyo's there with her, and there's no reason for him to apologize. She thanks him for worrying about her and tells him not to worry. He leaves and he pats her on the head as he passes. Tohru gets distracted thinking about what Yuki said again, and then Kyo asks if she's all right. And to prevent him from worrying, she pulls herself together and suggests that they go to the beach and play in the sand. Meanwhile, at the other house, the other vacation house, Yuki sits reading on the porch, and Shigure comes to chat with him. He figured he would be with Akito, but Yuki says that Haru is with Akito. Yuki-kun, what did Akito say to you yesterday? Shigure asks. Yuki snaps the book shut. The truth, he says, satisfied, as he stands and leaves. Nope, Shigure says. Not at all. In Akito's room, Akito drapes himself all over Haru. Haru asks about Kureno. Akito says that he won't let Haru see him. Haru asks if Tohru will get to meet him, and Akito asks why. Haru says that he's part of the Zodiac too. Akito starts to tease him, laughing at him. Haru asks him not to do that. But you're so amusing, Akito says, laying his head on Haru's knees. That's why the ox is a laughingstock. Haru doesn't reply. Oh, did that hurt? Akito asks, and he cups Haru's cheek and strokes it. At the beach. Tohru has made, as Kyo calls it, a sand mountain, but then says that he's never made a sand castle before, and Tohru is excited that she's his sandcastle building senpai. Senpai, you suck at this, he says. Miji runs up and suddenly hugs Tohru, of course transforming into a rabbit. Kisahiro, Yuki, and Haru return as well. Yuki asks if Haru is tired from his visit with Akito. He says nah, and he asks if Yuki is okay. Yuki says that all he does is make Haru worry, but this time he's okay. Leaving the nest? Haru asks while Miji transforms back with a BAM in the background. Yuki bursts out laughing. Oh man, I can't tell if you say that knowing what it means or not. Yep, this is what I like, Haru says with a smile, and Yuki's like, what? And then Haru's like, nothing, and then goes and joins the others. Tohru comes over and asks how Yuki's doing. Tohru says that they were making a sandcastle, and Yuki comments that it looks more like a sand mountain as well. He apologizes for the night before and asks if it's worrying her. I'm sorry for saying all those weird things, he says, but I won't apologize for the kiss. You can forget it if you want. I couldn't forget. You said nothing weird. Those things were very important to you, weren't they? Tohru says. But it was quiet, she thinks, remembering Yuki crying on her shoulder again. The voice was so quiet that I couldn't hear it, no matter how hard I tried. There's an appropriate and inappropriate time to tell the truth, right? Yuki says with a smile. He leans in close and whispers in her ear. So one day, okay? For now, all I can say is I'm fine, so don't worry. Right, I understand, Tohru says, and she turns and clutches her hand to her chest. I feel like he was toying with me, she thinks, and he suddenly felt bolder. And the other kids all come over and join them. Yuki grabs Kyo by the shirt. If you by chance see Akito, you better not lash out at him. I don't care how much you get mocked. You need to be prudent not to cause trouble for her. And Kyo grumps, why do I have to hear this coming from you? You're so arrogant. Who the hell do you think you are? I'm me, Yuki says in the most arrogant way possible. I'll kill you, Kyo screams. Yuki is cool, Haru says, and Kyo is like hell he is. The quiet voice is still distant, Tohru thinks with a soft smile. But I'll hear it someday.
It's fun actually hearing it said.
he's like
Ore-sama.
He's like, Kyo's like, who do you think you are? And Yuki's just like, Ore-sama. And that's it. It's translated as, so I decided to say, I'm me, which is what it was in the Tokyo Pop, but the way that it was translated subtitles just like, someone better than you. It's just like so conceited. It's so good. I have a note that says that maybe this is like the seeds of like asshole Yuki.
Yeah.
Are we watching it again come to life? Especially because Tohru is like, I think he was toying with me. It was really funny. I love how Kyo is like, you're so fucking arrogant, and he's like, I am.
Yeah. And Haru just like, kakui.
Yuki's cool. Kyo's like hell he is. Anyway, meanwhile, at Akito's super dark vacation getaway home, Kureno types furiously on a laptop, and I've decided that maybe his profession for the family is that he's a hacker. It's the only thing that makes sense, because I was like, what is he doing?
90s hacker, just typing really fast.
There's nothing on the screen, it's just like, yeah, that's how you know.
I was watching it, I was like, oh look, he's working. At his mystery job.
Yeah, nobody knows. Maybe that's a spoiler, but whatever. Hey, Kureno, Akito says, gazing out into the night. Do you want to meet Tohru Honda? And Kureno frowns. Outside of the beach, Rin arrives, panting. So did she walk? Have we talked about this? We never decided how she actually got there. Yeah. The next day, Akito and Kureno leave the guest house, and Hattori asks Shigure, who reads nearby, if they're going to see Tohru. Shigure says he wondered about that too. Akito-san has a huge superiority complex when it comes to Tohru, Shigure says. See how Akito-san is taking us back one by one? And Yuki listens nearby. On their walk through the woods, Akito says that Tohru is a stranger. She just needs to be isolated. The existence of the ugly annoys and upsets all, Akito says matter-of-factly. It might be best to eliminate her. But I'm kind-hearted, you see, so I'll let that ugly girl have some fun. I'm just thinking of having her meet you soon. So, Kureno, you better act as a proper member of the juunishi. You're substandard, so I'm worried. Afterwards, that ugly girl will go back to being all alone. As long as she's here, she'll be all alone. I'll make her realize that she's no match for me. She's not alone, Kureno says. Isn't Kyokun with her? Akito stops in his tracks and looks back at Kureno, shocked. Is it fun to be with a monster? Elsewhere, on the beach, Tohru is definitely having fun and has improved her sandcastle building skills. Kyo brings her a hermit crab for the sandcastle and sits with her. He asks if she wants to swim. She doesn't need to not swim up for his sake. She says it's more fun when they're together, and Kyo looks away and blushes. Besides, I want to make an even better sandcastle that shocks and amazes everyone, she says. It's a big goal, he says. Tohru asks why he doesn't like the water, and he says that people say that it's because the cat spirit didn't like water. Tohru looks concerned. Kyo says the previous cat didn't like water either. She asks if the previous cat wore the same rosary bracelet that he wears, and he confirms. She asks about it. What is it made of? Human bones, he says, from a monk or something. The red ones are lacquered with human blood. Don't know if that's true, but they say it was an amulet made by sacrificing another. I thought it was wrong ever since I was a kid. Kyo remembers a time from his past. He stands in the woods with Shisho. He looks rough, like he's been through something, and he wears no shoes. What existence is worth more than another's life, he thinks, taking everything from someone and trampling over them? In the present, Tohru grabs his wrist. The wind blows her hat away. She looks at him with concern, and he smiles a soft smile. Then suddenly a giant wave crashes over them. "Damn ocean, I'll kill you! Don't mess with me, bastard!" Kyo shouts. Tohru cracks up and he grabs her face and sasses her to stop laughing at him. And nearby, Akito watches. "What a carefree monster," he says, despite being a mother killer. Akito demands to go back. The heat's making him feel unwell. "But I understand now," Akito says to Kureno. "That monster is the most deluded of all." From a hill above the beach, Yuki watches, relieved that Akito didn't talk to Tohru, and then notices Rin walking down the road in the distance. Inside the house, Tohru wonders how much of a burden being the cat and the sacrifice of the bracelet weighs down on Kyo. Outside, she goes and takes the laundry down while he goes to take a bath. The voice from Kyo-kun is also quiet, she thinks. I can't hear it. Oh, but even I have a quiet voice that I don't want anyone to hear. The wind blows the sheet that Tohru holds into the woods, and she chases after it and finds a horse with a shockingly long mane. Tohru jumps back in surprise and bonks her head on a tree, and she notices clothes and immediately suspects that it's a juunishi. Yuki comes into the clearing as well, and he recognizes the horse. It's Isuzu Soma, otherwise known as Rin. Yuki asks why she transformed. She's unwell. Tohru's just getting a Tori, and Rin kicks out at her as a horse, but Yuki pulls Tohru away from the kick and sasses her for doing that. Don't get him, Rin says. Don't get anyone. She transforms back, and Tohru hurriedly throws the sheet over her and apologizes. Yuki looks away and wonders if she transformed back due to sheer willpower. Tohru runs off to get clothes for her. Yuki tries to tell Rin not to push herself so hard. He asks what she's doing here and thinks of Haru. Are you here to see someone? He asks. Shut up, she says, and grabs the collar of his shirt. It's none of your business where I go or what I do. Don't you dare tell anyone that I'm here. If you do, I'll kill you. You know that's impossible, Yuki says as Tohru returns. Don't play it cool. You're just Akito's toy after all, Rin shouts, and she grabs the clothes away from Tohru. Don't tell anyone, she says, and takes off. Tohru worries after her, and Yuki's amazed that she can get mad while completely naked. Tohru asks if she'll be okay, and Yuki says to leave her be for now. Leave Rin to me, he says. Tohru tells her he needs to get back to Akito. He turns to leave, and she holds up her hand to stop him. I can only help a tiny bit, she thinks, but then relaxes and says, I'll be waiting for you. Wait for me, he replies. Back at the clothesline, Tohru thinks, I met the horse. Now only the rooster is left. So that means Akito-san is... We cut away to the beach. Rin stands over the remains of Tohru's sandcastle. She tears at the shirt that Tohru gave her and stomps her boot into the castle over and over again, saying, Damn it! Damn it! At the guest house, Akito suddenly opens the door to where Shigure and Hattori are. Be sure to bring Kyo tomorrow, he demands, then immediately closes the doors again and leaves. Is this a storm I feel coming? Shigure says, and Hattori's like, You're sure enjoying this. And we cut to the credits.
Dun-dun.
The end. I'm happy that we confirmed that she tore Tohru's shirt.
Yeah.
I think we had a debate about that. Or not a debate, but we talked about it. Like, I don't know. Is it just the sound of her pulling the shirt? Did she rip it?
Yeah.
Now we know. She did.
It's good. It's the big mystery of the series.
Well, I'm satisfied now. I don't need to see the rest. I mean...
Problem solved.
Yes. No other questions remain about anything. It's so exciting. I'm excited that we got to see more of Rin this time. Not just like trying to seduce Shigure or whatever she was doing before, but being angry about something and sneaking around.
I like how Tohru is calling her horse-san even before she knows she's a person.
You always gotta be polite. You never know. I think she saw all the clothes and junk scattered around. Or was it when she first found her?
She said it even before I heard her say, like, Uma-san, like, when she was just saying, like, there's a horse here.
I think that was also in the manga. I vaguely remember. It's a very Tohru thing to do.
Yeah.
Just like calling yourself Ore-sama is a very Yuki thing to do.
Yes. It's a very current Yuki thing to do.
Yes.
The new Yuki.
Fresh Yuki, fresh from his, like, whatever argument or whatever his encounter last time with Akito.
Yeah.
I like the way that Shigure asks him about it, and he's like, fuck off,
yeah.
Basically. So angry that he drops his book.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose your place.
Like, he's like, are you satisfied? And Shigure's like, not really.
I feel like Yuki is suspicious. He knows that Shigure is playing some game, you know, probably involved in bringing Akito there. I mean, like, Kagura's mom said that she heard that Shigure told Akito to come, but maybe Yuki suspects.
Yeah. I enjoy seeing more of sketchy Shigure now.
I'm waiting for him to be good, okay? I'm waiting. I mean, he's been nice. We've seen him be funny and charming before. But he's definitely was being sketchy in this episode. It seems like he just wanted to cause drama. Doesn't seem to be I don't know. It's not clear how why he's motivated to bring Akito there in the first place, but he was the one who suggested it, and he's lapping it up.
To cause some kind of change.
Yeah, perhaps. Well, Yuki seems to be different, so I guess it's working for someone. So we got to see Kagura, which is exciting. We also got a little tidbit from Kagura's mom, where she was worried about Kagura going to the beach. So it's like everybody knows, like,
the good parents.
Akito's sketchy. What a good mom.
One of like 3 good parents.
Yes. I wrote in my notes, shout out to Kagura's mom for being a good mom. It's interesting how they're... So I guess, like, Rin has been... We don't know very much about Rin at this point in the anime. So I guess she's... lives with Kagura and at least her mom. I don't know. I don't think we ever see Kagura's dad. So I assume that he's about, perhaps. But... and it doesn't seem like it seems like we've seen her, like, sneaking around for the last couple of episodes. So it seems like she goes out a lot and, like, isn't actually there a lot. And she was at the beach at least overnight. So...
She transformed into a horse and ran there.
She tied all her clothes in a little bundle and carried them in her mouth. Is that what you're suggesting?
She put it in a little, like, what are those things called? A little
saddlebag?
Sack on a stick.
Oh, a bindle.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's one option. She doesn't seem to be in good health, though. So, don't really know what her deal is, but she doesn't seem to be doing well.
Physically or
she's just
mentally.
Transforming willy-nilly. No. She was really sassy to Yuki, too.
Yeah.
Super mean. Even though he was like, I'm here to help you. She was like, fuck off and don't tell anyone I was here.
And she's really mean to the sandcastle.
I know, what the hell? The sandcastle was innocent. First it got crushed by a wave, then it got kicked in by a boot. I mean, it's just not a good day. The hermit crab got washed away. No. Oh, we didn't make sandcastles in the sand jokes yet.
You're a fool.
Shut up. Okay, good. Requisite jokes included. I enjoyed the wave scene. That was one of my favorite scenes in the manga. So I was like, oh, it's coming. It's coming. And then it happened. I was like, it happened.
It was very emotional before the wave came.
It was. And she grabs his hand, his wrist so emotionally, and her, like, expression is so intense with concern. We got this, like, running theme, motif, let's say, a motif that goes from last episode into this one, which is, like, the way that they're keeping all these things inside. Tohru says that Yuki, he was speaking in a voice that I couldn't hear, and that Kyo acted the same way, or has the same kind of, like, inner struggles that he's dealing with, and that she does too. So I think we have some insight into some of those things. Yeah. But I think that will develop more as the series goes on. And by think, I mean I know. We had Momiji being cute. That was nice. I like how he transforms in the background. That was a moment. That was cute. I don't see people transforming very much anymore. Mostly just Momiji. Oh, and I guess Rin, technically. Yeah. You know, the horse. Rin.
I always like how Momiji's always, like, worth it when it comes to hugs.
He's like, yay! Yeah. Somebody has to be excited about hugs. I guess of all of them, he seems to be the most comfortable being vulnerable. Yeah. In that way. I thought the music in this episode was really good. I didn't have any thing specific to comment on it, but there was, like, a lot of nice dramatic and, you know, touchy-feely music, I think, in parts of this episode. Sometimes when they have, like, music with lyrics and stuff, I think it can be kind of, like, overwhelming. Like, it's on top of the dialogue, and I felt like that it was a good... the music was well paired with things this time, and kind of, like, toned down. Not that the last one was bad, but there was just, like, there's a lot going on at the end of the last episode. It was pretty, but there was a lot. So this episode basically followed the chapters of the story, like, almost to a T. I don't think there was anything particularly removed or changed. Yeah. The most important addition was Kureno's laptop. I mean... Yes. He's a hacker.
I do think it adds to the... like, Kureno's whole, like, isolation deal. It's like, even on the, like, quote-unquote vacation, he's still just, like...
He's working.
In a room with Akito working, like...
And Akito's like, how about we go for a walk? And he's like, fine, whatever. Yeah. Like,
I guess.
He doesn't say a lot. The only thing that he really responds is, like, he's like, well, Kyo's there, or whatever, right? But he doesn't even when Akito is like, oh, do you want to meet Tohru Honda? He doesn't actually reply in that scene and stuff like that. So he continues to be sort of mysterious and downtrodden in this episode.
And I thought the like portrayal of Akito in that scene with the like, is it fun being with the monster? Like sounding genuinely.
That was very interesting.
Was
very surprised looking and acted. Because like I think it could, like I think the first time I interpreted it as more like sarcasm, like, oh, is it actually fun? Like, but it seems like Akito just doesn't think of Akito. I mean, doesn't think of Kyo as being
a person.
A person, yes, yeah, and is like, what are you even talking about? It's just like outside of the realm of possibility completely.
Yeah,
Rin seems also the way that Rin's voice acting was done was like very strained. Just like the way that her voice sound is like super like guttural and stuff, and then when she's like screaming at the sandcastle, it's like twice as loud as whatever I screamed, probably, if not more, and like twice as frustrated.
Yeah, it's very like hanging by a thread kind of anger.
Yeah, she just seems desperate. The scene also with Akito and Haru was really well acted, I would say. Akito was like, "Oh, did that hurt?" It is like just stroking his face delicately, and it's like, I'm uncomfortable. You know, all the animation of Akito flopping all over the Zodiac. We talked about that last time. It's the same this time. Just the like, I feel like the casual possessiveness of Akito with the juunishi really comes through, particularly with Haru. With Hattori last time, but I think even more so in this scene. I enjoyed all the kids being cute and hanging out at the beach when they come and meet them. We didn't get to see them very much because now they're all being sequestered at the other guest beach house or whatever it's called. The other house. I was like, yo, they have this giant beach house, but Tohru still has to dry the laundry. Listen. I guess that's #Japan, but that's okay. Also, she's like, I can stay with Kyo. I get to spend time with Kyo and do chores. She's like, what? I mean, I'm also not surprised, but, you know.
Like, whenever people are doing laundry in a, like, cartoon, it's always just, like, blank white sheets and no other kind of laundry.
Well, and her one shirt and one skirt that she gave to Rin.
It's like sheets and plot relevant clothing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess sheets are kind of annoying to wash. But it's also, I mean, I don't know. At the beach, I guess, you're getting sand in all your stuff all the time. Like, maybe you gotta wash your sheets a lot. I don't know.
Also, don't they have any patterns on their sheets?
No. It's austere and a fancy beach house. I like how there's like 2 strategic gusts of wind in this episode. It was like still except for when Tohru grabs Kyo's wrist and then the wind blows her hat and then the wave comes. And then the wind blows the sheet like all the way halfway down the mountain, and she's still able to go and get it. I think in the manga it was just like, oh, it just blew it right over there. It's like, how windy does it have to be for a sheet to blow away? Like, I feel like Haru was winning again with his like one-off comments, quiet comments, and he also stood up to Akito for being an asshole to him, so that was nice.
Yeah,
I enjoyed him being like, Yuki's so cool.
Yeah. Also, the sweet moment of him like being happy when like Yuki's smiling and like laughing at what he said,
but in a nice way.
Yeah,
not in a derisive way.
Yeah, in a I made a joke to make you feel better and you're laughing, so that's good way.
Yeah, he's and he's just like, oh yeah, that's what I like, and then Yuki's like, what? And he's like, oh, nothing, and then just walks away. I feel like, oh, I enjoyed Hattori's patting Toru's head. That was also cute.
Yeah, that was cute.
I mean, I'm sure that was in the manga too, but he just smiles and pats her head and leaves. Yeah. It's like, oh, cute. Hattori's so nice, so concerned about Tohru.
Yeah, just lots of cute little things that were cute in the manga, but it's fun to see them animated.
Yeah. Living the dream.
Yes.
The 2000s dream.
Yes. It's been so long. But it's happening.
It's happening. Okay. I don't have any other things that I want to talk about that aren't spoilery, but I do have a couple spoilery things to say. Okay. Next time we'll talk about next episode, which is called. Did I write it down?
It's
Oh yeah, My Precious.
Yes, which is apparently starring Gollum.
I was like, I won't call it that, and then I was like, oh, I will. Yeah, next time we'll talk about My precious. Or maybe they'll change the name again. I don't know. You never know.
Talk about the episode formerly known as My Precious.
My precious. It may or may not become a Lord of the Rings episode.
Yeah.
We'll find out. All right, thank you all for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Like the Zodiac's going to Isengard. Anyway, welcome back to Spoilers.
Yay.
As I stated before, yes, I feel like this is where... I don't know why we didn't talk about this. I mean, maybe we did. Maybe you were like, oh, this is like the beginning of Yuki's change to his more bold personality. And we were like, oh, his growth, so much growth. Yeah. And I'm just like, he's such an asshole.
Yeah, I think we just talked about it more seriously. Rather than, like,
yes.
Rather than like, asshole Yuki is so fun.
He's great. I love him. Asshole Yuki's best Yuki. Everybody knows that.
I think deep down he's always been an asshole. He's just finding the confidence to let it out.
He's like, let it go, let it go. He's like, my asshole powers. I can feel them. His hair changes color, and then his outfit changes.
Ayame climbs up the mountain to try and get him back home. He's like, fuck off.
He's like, I want to be alone. And Ayame's like, listen, brother. There's nothing that can keep us apart. Not me, nor you, nor this asshole attitude of yours that's plunged the whole town into snowy, snowy winter. I couldn't think of like what asshole powers would transform things into.
Everyone in town is just a dick now.
Yeah. And he's like, Ayame comes to track him down, and he's like, I don't even want you to come back, but I need you to come back. He's like, I'm such a fool, I can't be free. No escape from the asshole inside of me. I can't control the curse. Ayame, please, you'll only make it worse. I hope that's not the spoiler everyone was expecting. I mean... Anyway, it's good. There's other spoilers, like, I mean, Kureno, just all Kureno. This is like him being sad, and then Tohru being like, all that's left is the bird.
And we also got Akito's
yes,
your substandard zodiac. So
the whole conversation also was great and creepy, where Akito is like, it's just everything's so matter of fact. It's like, yeah, ugly women, just nobody likes having them around, and also you're awful, and so
Kureno's just quietly walking behind,
thinking about his hacker day job. One of the lines that Akito said, speaking of Akito, was when he's like, "What a carefree monster, despite being a or despite being a mother killer." And I thought it was interesting because, like, I don't remember exactly how they translated it in the Tokyo Pop, but it's in a scene where Tohru and Kyo are together, so it's like this unintentional Akito spoiler of like Kyo being involved or like at the scene of Toru's mother's death too. So I was like, ooh, that hurts.
Yeah. I think in the Tokyo Pop he just said something like,
just by killing his own mother. I think.
Just like killing his own mother. Yeah.
Which I'm sure you could interpret it that way, but maybe the person who translated these subtitles is in the know, as opposed to the person who wrote the goat subtitles last time.
Yeah.
Did you have any spoilery things that you wanted to chat about?
I don't think so.
Do you want to talk about Frozen spoilers? I mean,
yes. Actually, I haven't seen Frozen 2 yet, so I'm not up on the spoilers.
This must be stressful having a magical queen. Unless Yuki's your magical queen. I mean, Kyo is like, Yuki's like, rats are better than people. Okay, I'm good. I'm out of Frozen jokes. I mean, well, if that's it for... Those are all the things that I noticed that I felt like were especially spoilery, but again, I feel like this was... I don't know, whatever. Rin's gonna be back. All the crazy shit's gonna go down probably next time.
Yep.
Because, what does my precious refer to? Did we even talk about that?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, I think it's Kyo. It's gonna be the time with Kyo when I also noticed they had a shot of that like wind chime that Akito throws at Kyo, and I was like, oh, foreshadowing, wind chime foreshadowing. I think it's gonna be the time, the violence. I think that Kyo is gonna go talk. Well, Akito told them to bring Kyo, so that'll happen next time. And I think at the end of that, when he's thinking about her, he says I don't know, he says something like he cares about her, she's precious to him or something. So I think that that's referring to that line.
We could just keep speculating it'll be the Mayu scene, even though it hasn't happened yet.
I'm so mad.
Just keep speculating, even when it makes no sense. And like, I think it's referring to Mayu's.
I think it's referring to Mayuko being, it's like some memory of like Kana about Tori in the past. It has nothing to do with them. I know. I'm so annoyed. If they skip it, I'm gonna be really mad. So mad. Can you tell by my voice how mad I am? Maybe they'll just do all of it after the beach, because it is kind of like thrown in. Doesn't really matter if you do it after. There'll still be time for summer after summer, right?
Yeah. It's the longest summer ever.
Yes. Sometimes when I write, or like when I work on this, I get the summer song from Frozen stuck in my head. Speaking of Frozen. I'm always like, my snow up against the burning sand, probably getting gorgeously tanned in summer.
My favorite part is at the end when he's like, and you guys will be there too. And they all look like really confused to be there.
He just decides they're friends.
Yeah.
All right, enough about Frozen. Well, I guess we can start a Frozen podcast. You watch Frozen 2, then we can discuss, I guess. I think that's it for now for spoilers. So thank you all for listening. We'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, apparently I got this for $6.50 at Pal's.
Wow.
Still has a sticker on it.
This is the one that's all fucked up though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about that. I definitely cut a rant about your book. Except I did cut in that time moves differently in Borders. So
yeah.
Are you taking the sticker off?
Yes.
You're ruining it.
I'm doing it delicately. If they don't come off right, I won't take them off. But I'm very picky about.
These are the ones that probably used to have the security devices in the mid, like pushed as far into the binding as it could too. Mm-hmm. So I was like, why you do this?
Every once in a while, I still find one like in my books that I didn't take out somehow.
I haven't bought a physical book in so long.
Yeah, they don't really do that anymore because I guess books aren't that valuable anymore. They've got other things people will steal, like Nooks.
That's true. They have all the merch.
Yeah.
Nooks. When you said Nooks, I immediately thought of Tom Nooks.
Yes.
And I was like, Timmy and Tommy are like, oh, are you trying to take me home with you?
Yeah.
I can sell me to you for $80,000.
Got like a security tag on their tails, so the thing starts beeping as you walk out with a Nookling under your jacket.
And then Timmy is like, hello? Like, I'm so alone now.
Yeah.
And then he mumbles to himself, alone, at the end. Is that the train?
Yep.
Well, I'll wait.
It's been going a lot. It ran into it on the way home, and then I heard it right before we started, and now it's going again. It's got to move all that product that hasn't moved in months, I guess.
I guess they're just like, get the trains on the goddamn tracks.
Yeah.
We gotta move all this toilet paper. And like flour, 10-pound bags of flour.
Love the toilet paper and flour and the antitoxin and go to Nome, Alaska.
Get Balto on this. Did you watch the space launch? Did you watch the whole thing? Okay.
Not like the whole stream, but the actual launching part.
I think Mike turned it on when it was like 2, 1. And I was like, oh, it's happening already. Okay.
Yeah. We were like T-minus 20 something when I turned on the live stream.
Oh, nice. Ooh. That's good build up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't have time to be excited. It's just happening. Now I just have to be scared for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Deeply concerned.
Yeah, it's cool. Watching it take off and
it was
little
great.
Parts fall off.
The rocket, the booster landed, and I was like, oh, it didn't even tip over and catch on fire like they used to do.
Yeah, I know. I was like, it's so crazy that they can actually land them now instead of just like hoping they fall somewhere safe in the ocean.
Well, I think they always planned where they were going to fall in the ocean, but then it was just like, then once it's in the ocean. Yeah, they had to go fish them out of the water. And then they were like, and it lands on the drone boat. The like, I can only love you for one day, whatever the fuck it was called. And they said it like 10 times, and I was like, what part of that is the name?
Yeah, the first time I was like, wait, what? And I was like, is that what it's called?
It's okay. It's okay, I still love you. That's what it was.
It's pretty cool. Like, after we were at the Kennedy Center not that long ago, and they were talking about, like, being excited about starting doing, like, space launches again. And it's like, now they are.
Yay.